enemy cruiser.
So let's start off with our first replay here, and I think what we'll do is we'll start with the Prinz Eugen game. This is the player's absolute first time playing a ranked battle, so that should be kind of interesting to see a completely new player's perspective of the game mode, I should say. So we've got ourselves, we've got a shark flag. I have to do my screenshots as usual, but we're gonna start with a screenshot that highlights the shark flag. I love doing that whenever there's somebody that's got like the corgi flag or the sharky shark flag or something like that, just because, you know, more fun that way. Looking at flags, you've got Ouroboros, which is an interesting choice in ranked. That's a free XP booster. You've got Commander XP, more free XP, anti-debt, which is good, but you know, it's up to you. If you're if you're a great player, then you know, this isn't really that helpful at the lower tiers of ranked. I like to save mine for later, but it really depends on what your goal is. If you're planning on getting all the way to rank 1, hold on these until you know, maybe the last irrevocable, which is rank 12. Anyway, we've got credits, we've got consumable reload, we've got commander XP and fire chance. And now this is the Prinz Eugen. She's a tier 8 German cruiser, recently got buffed with a repair party consumable, and I'll tell you what, man, if you're going to invest all of these economic flags into this game mode and stuff, and you've got premium camo, which is fine, the standard, I think it's the standard, you know, you could use a plus 100% bonus camo. I say that all the time. More importantly, I'm kind of slightly triggered here. We've got standard consumables. This is ranked. You can't afford to play with standard consumables here. You absolutely need the faster reload time of these premium versions, and a lot of times you'll need the extra charge as well. Now, the Prinz Eugen has recently, like I said, been changed. She's been given the repair party consumable, so she's really good as a long range. Look at her range, and look at her concealment. She's really good as a long range spammer. Also up close, she's got the torpedoes at 6 kilometers, so they're pretty good. This is a newer player, so what we're going to do, let's see if I can, yes, okay. We're going to take a moment and examine the matchmaker and think about what we want to do. Talking about the setup here, so we've got North Carolina, Richelieu, Tirpitz, Bismarck. So this is a very battleship heavy match, which actually is okay for you in the Prinz Eugen. Again, if you stay at long range and you spam HE shells, you got the 1/4 penetration. You have 203 millimeter guns, which means at 1/4 penetration, you can penetrate 50 millimeters of armor, which includes the Bismarck and the Tirpitz's armor, which means that your HE will do stupid things to all of these battleships. You've got no destroyers at all, which is hilarious. Cleveland, Hipper, Chapayev. Hipper is basically you, but slightly better reload and a couple other things. Chapayev can be a problem if there's destroyers, and same thing with Cleveland because they have radar, but LOL, no radar needed because, you know, no destroyers. On your team, you've got an Amagi, who's pretty good, although can be farmed by Cleveland, Hipper, and Chapayev if they have a IFHE. Hipper doesn't need it because of the 1/4 pen rule. Bismarcks are fine, Richelieu's good. It's going to come down to player skill as always. It's going to come down to where you choose to go. As well. So in a cruiser heavy setup like this, you got to be careful getting spotted over here by enemy cruisers, maybe somebody that goes mid. A lot of times I like to send somebody, at least 1 or 2 people, off to the west flank here to stop them from flanking around the corners, that sort of thing. The nice thing about positioning yourself here in this ship is you've got a plane, and if you've got the captain's perk that has the 2 planes, then you can pop both of them up and have them orbiting your ship. So what's nice about that is you can park right there and you can see what's on the other side of the island. Very, very useful for your team. However, at the same time, they see your plane flying around, so they know you're there, so it's a catch-22. Yes, Enderland, it is non-premium consumables. I covered that before the game kind of derped out on me, and Yeah, slight triggered moment there, but that's okay. So there you go, ranked plague premium consumables, always a good idea. Now we're seeing 3 of the 4 battleships that are moving towards sea, so I would immediately, as a cruiser, say, battleships counter me. I don't want to go in front of battleships. I want to go behind them. So as a cruiser, I'd immediately be thinking about going over here. What just happened? Okay, my game literally just tabbed out even though I was holding the control button. Oh boy. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I would be going over this side now, especially knowing that the majority of their fleet is over here. There's absolutely no point as a cruiser, or anybody really, to just pop out in front of an enemy ship. I mean, you know that's what they're looking at. You know that's where their guns are going to be. So I would be looking to go over here at this point. Now, Murph, you're choosing to kind of sit here, which you can do, but if these guys push, I mean, you're screwed. You're giving yourself no way out of this situation. And yeah, the camo is definitely pretty. I definitely like the camo. Now you've got those 6-kilometer torpedoes, so you have to kind of hope that a battleship will come right up here and, you know, take your torps. But yeah, I'd like to see you over here. You could be spamming shots into the Bismarck, you could be spamming shots into that Richelieu, although he's turned around. It almost feels like a lot of your team right now is just kind of sitting, waiting to see what they're going to do. Here would also be a good opportunity to pop your spotter plane, or your fighter plane, because then you would get vision around, you could see what all these ships are doing. Conversely, you could ask your Cleveland for radar, and you can maybe see some of these ships as well. SAT, you're right. 2 cruisers can sustain that position, Moskva and Stalingrad, because they've got their really good bow armor. But you have to be careful because you can easily get, you know, flanked or just focused on. That's a good point. You have to look at here, the Richelieu is starting to push in, so that's going to be an issue. Good, the team has discovered it, and they've kind of highlighted it. Cleveland says, I know, but there's really not much that Cleveland can do at this position. Opening up lets them know that you're there. And again, you're using a... There you go, you switched to AG. Good. Hey, Instant Cthulhu, how's it going? Seabear, nice to see you again. Don't forget, I've got the raffle going as always, so go ahead and do exclamation point raffle. Now, again, here's where your plane would be really helpful. You want to know what this Richelieu is doing. Is he going to go this way, in front of you, or is he going to come out south? If he comes out south, you need to be thinking about putting yourself in a position to torpedo him. Right now, by continuing to back up, you're continuing to expose yourself. Fortunately, look at the pile of battleships that are over here. 2 bounces should tell you that you should be firing HE at this point. Honestly, the AP for German ships, I don't like to shoot AP unless they're flat broadside and they're closer. Although, look at that, you got yourself a Citadel with 6 overpens, that's pretty good. Again, my stupid game has tabbed out automatically on me. Yeah, the Cleveland is very brave. I don't know what he's doing, but, you know, whatever. This is ranked, this is lower tier, anything goes, as you are seeing here. The Amagi is pushing himself into a position to get farmed, so that's not good. First blood with the Citadel. Okay, Murphy, nice job. And I like how your teammates have pushed him to see that Japaya is by himself. He's kind of screwed. Again, you have to watch this Richelieu and see what he's going to do. Looks like he stopped and he's going to back up, which means your Hipper is going to be your next target. Tier 8 is lower tier in this mode. Yes, it is, sir, because this is a ranked battle. So we're seeing, you know, lower rank gameplay. Not trying to make any comments about player skills and abilities, but at the lower ranks, just about anything is possible. You should be focusing on the turrets right now. The turrets has your broadside, and technically all of these ships have your broadside, which is just not a good idea, man. Turn away, focus the turrets as you're kiting away. Let's see what happens here. You are going really slow, which means ow, ow, ow coming in. Yep. So you're trying to back up for cover, but again, this turret still can shoot you. I don't know. Okay, now you've decided to focus the turrets. And I like the Amagi going in like that. That's good. You are looking at a broadside battleship, so AP into the broadside of the upper belt works fine. But if you're going to focus on this turret now, you need to be shooting HE.
Our team has taken the lead.
Expert loader would be very useful in this game. That is very true. We're not quite sure. He's being shot at, and we see that he's not. He doesn't have any priority target marker up here, so we definitely know he doesn't run priority targets, which is definitely a captain skill that you would want to run. And any cruiser at all, right? But especially in ranks, I think it's very important that you have that going. Although, I mean, look what's happening. There's only 3 battleships left, and these guys have moved up. Now, remember, this is the player's first ever ranked battle, so, you know, this is actually pretty good in that, 1, he recognized that he was in a whole world of hurt, and 2, he somehow managed to survive, which is pretty awesome. We see a lot of players when they start ranked, they just go out there and they get themselves killed. And in ranked, more than any other game mode, survivability is key. It's not so much doing the damage, it's surviving. If you can survive, you keep points on your side and points away from the enemy team. You keep guns in the battle, etc., etc., etc. And I agree. Here's another moment where the plane could be up and you could be seeing what's going on. And god damn it, you stupid game, tabbing me out again. Windowed mode isn't going to give me the resolution that I want. You're aiming, okay, you're using HE, but still, I would aim a little bit higher. You'll notice you had 2 shatters there. If you aimed higher, like at the superstructure, your HE would have penetrated the superstructure, and you would have gotten much more. You're aiming right at the armor belt, which is where you'd want to aim against a cruiser with AP shells. Again, 2 more shatters. So you want to be aiming higher up, and now would be a good time to run your hydroacoustic if you want a YOLO charge, because you know the Tirpitz also has torpedoes. So that's kind of a big thing too. And you're going out in a blaze of glory. Again, too low, 2 shatters, and 1 penetration. Nice torpedoes. Trying to get the other torps off, but it doesn't work. And because of that, it's time to get a picture of you dying. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that, guys. Some things I love about this game, and one is definitely the graphics. That is going to be your screenshot, sir. Guys, any comments you want to make on here, please post them. For a ranked battle, first one, it was pretty good. Again, you didn't get yourself killed until the very end when it was clear who was going to win. You took a ship down with you, you killed the Cleveland, got your first blood, all that good stuff. I don't know, I want to just kind of highlight this for anybody that's watching too. Did you guys notice, like, look at this, you can actually see the armor layout here when the ship goes down like this. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that awesome? I mean, talk about detail. And this is stuff that you don't even see normally. So, you know, why go through the trouble to actually put the compartments in, all of this detail and stuff like that? It's just cool stuff. Yeah, the big thing, of course, premium consumables, as we were all talking about here. Yep. And there goes your ship slipping beneath the waves, and you win! You know, I would say ranked, it's your first mode. You did quite well there. Keep playing it. You're not making a ton of huge mistakes. Premium consumables. Thinking about your ship and how it can best support the team is really important. Like I said, you know, don't be afraid to go off on the flank and try to influence the battle from the flank. Those kinds of things would help as well. Yes, there's also comments. You have to be careful when you think that you're going to win, because there are times where you think you're going to win and LOL, you didn't, right? And so then you have to deal with that as well. So any other comments, please make them. And while you're doing that, I'm going to get to the list of ships here. I'm going to post them up for you guys to see. And these are all the replays that I have. We have a ton of ranked. Do you guys want to see this player's other ranked battle to give him some more comments? If so, just comment accordingly and let me know.